An ex-WWE star's shocking theory behind their release. Plus, there was a title change on NXT last night, and we have an update on an NXT injury scare. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. So Carmela on Instagram shared a little update saying that she was going to be doing a tell-all interview in the days to come. A teaser for that tell-all interview following her WWE release was online last night. It's an interview she did with Barely Famous, and a preview gives a little insight into where we're going to be going.
Yeah, so the full interview comes out apparently on Friday, but just from this preview, we've seen Carmela say certain things such as, well, she's described the situation as, how do I say this, a crappy? She didn't use the word crappy, but you know what I mean.
SH1TTY.
Yes, a bad
Hello,
way.
YouTube algorithm, how are you?
A bad way to end a 12-year career, and says that she felt punished by WWE for having a child, which of course she recently did. She said, I got a call saying that my contract was up in 10 days, ghosted. Why wasn't I given an opportunity somewhere else? I feel like I'm being punished because I had a baby. Yeah, I mean, obviously we don't know the full details yet. We don't even know her full side of the story yet, let alone the other side of the story. But on the surface, it sounds like quite an abrupt and a bit of an unfair situation.
Especially since you take time off to go and have a child, and then as she has said here, she just seemed to be ghosted by WWE during the tail end of that contract, and then it was just you're up in 10 days.
Yeah,
and then it's a big reset point. And in terms of what Carmela could have come back and done, I genuinely think there was a million and one opportunities for her to do something on the roster.
Oh yeah,
you know, she's proven herself to be a very capable, very charismatic person that could go into any slot really in wrestling. Doesn't necessarily have to be a wrestling role, can do multiple other things as well.
And also, I think if she decided to follow the example of someone like Becky Lynch, who had a child and then returned in a wrestling capacity, I think Carmela was one of the most improved women on the entire roster. And by the end of her run, she was often someone they'd rely upon in weird situations like ladder matches, like maybe some of the women on the roster hadn't had that many ladder matches. She would always turn up in those ladder matches and put on a great showing. She, as you say, she's very versatile indeed, and very charismatic, and would be able to fit in, you'd think, pretty much anywhere required of her.
The interview with Barely Famous comes out on Friday. Staying with WWE and former WWE Women's Champions, let's get an update on Asuka now, provided to us by Bodyslam.net. Now, Asuka suffered an injury back in May. She underwent knee surgery last year, and there were some tentative plans that maybe she would start to make a comeback. I think there was some rumblings about maybe in the Rumble. Bodyslam.net put those to bed now.
Yes, absolutely. They've said that Asuka is expected to be out of action for at least a couple more months, and she'll likely return at some point after WrestleMania 41. There was a hope that Asuka could return sooner, but WWE are apparently being cautious about her recovery following her knee surgery, which makes sense.
Yeah, I'm excited to see a point where we have Asuka back on that women's division roster. Always has something to give.
Oh yeah.
Oh my! And I still think there's plenty more to come from Asuka as well.
Absolutely. I think that she's one of those wrestlers where she never, I don't want to use one of the kids' terms, Tom, but she never loses much aura when she's away. And then if she has taken some time away, that aura only intensifies upon her return.
I'm nervous that her discovering Cage Match may have dulled that aura.
God,
Did you see all this online?
Yeah.
There's somebody online going, well, according to Cage Match, your match is rubbish compared to what I did in Japan. And she's like, what's Cage Match? I don't understand.
Don't fall into it, Asuka. Don't get into it.
Don't bite on them.
Although, it could be a gimmick when she comes back. She could review other people's matches and stuff. That's about an 8.125.
That would have been better in Joshi. That should be her thing.
Joshi snob Asuka. She can't be a Joshi snob, Tom, because she's actually Japanese. And all this. No, sorry, no.
Got you.
I'm just being a silly boy. Her stablemate doing well. Or former stablemate, don't really know the situation yet, but Io Sky won the bloody belt.
I know, right?
I couldn't believe
Caught you
it.
guys off guard, didn't it?
Me and Matthew, and maybe Ross, but certainly me and Matthew looked very silly indeed, because we were there going, yeah, Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. Of course it'll be Rhea Ripley, pal. I also It wasn't just Matthew. I also said that too. But it wasn't the only recent title change on WWE TV, Tom.
It was not Monfrey. Oh, by the way, a Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast extra episode this week where you guys go long and deep, I'm phrasing, into the Elimination Chamber.
Yes, it's just us freaking out about John Cena, a lot of it. But also we do talk about all the different matches and you'll get to see us, if you want, me and Matthew very arrogantly go, yeah, Rhea Ripley will beat Io Sky on Raw. Of course she will. Oh God.
Hubris, I tell
Although,
thee.
did you see her? It hasn't been aired yet, but I think it was a digital exclusive promo where she's just devastated backstage.
Oh God, fell for her.
Oh, it was the
Mother!
best. It was the best promo she's ever. It made her so much more captivating because as awesome as Rhea Ripley is, her whole thing has been, mommy's always on top. I'm really dominant, blah, blah. And this was like the human element of Rhea Ripley. It's something we've never seen before. And I found it so effective. Really, really good.
Oh, I don't want her to miss out on a WrestleMania moment. I'm sure she won't. It's fine.
There's been speculation that she might do something evil to get that WrestleMania moment, following the lead of John Cena, perhaps. I don't know.
Speaking of evil, the evil Shawn Spears.
Oh, he's nasty.
He's nasty.
That's the start of his theme. He's nasty.
Deaf Rebel, you've done it again. Shawn Spears is
he's nasty.
Shawn Spears is the new NXT North American champion. He beat Tony D'Angelo in a match that saw Shawn Spears work the back of Tony D to the point where Tony D went for a pop-up powerbomb. Back gave out. Shawn just collapsed on top of him, hooked it nice and tight because he's a good technical wrestler, and won the belt.
Surprised by the finish there because Tony D's a man who, I think it's fair to say, has been allowed and possibly encouraged to kick out of a lot in NXT. It wasn't that long ago that we saw him kick out of a crowbar to the back of the head in a cage match not long ago. But this title change, the signs were on the horizon in the build to this match because Shawn Spears has assembled this new evil stable around him. And now it could be a bit of a landscape shift in the NXT mid-card. Maybe not at the main event level, but it could certainly, well, it seems like we've got a new heel stable to rule the roost a bit over those other mid-carders, and I hope someone can stop them.
No. I hope someone can stop those naughty boys.
Doing a Tony Blackburn.
This is Shawn Spears' first title in a major promotion. Yeah.
Really?
Obviously, we're discounting some titles he's won on the indie
but in
circuit and stuff, but
WWE and
AEW.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I thought that too. But surely he's won the TNT. No.
Just because
he's won an IC. No. Tag team. No.
Just because he's so experienced and so women's. Just because he's so experienced and so. I mean, he's a trainer. He trains other wrestlers. He's been around for a long time, and he's always seen as well. It was part of his feud with Cody in AEW, where Cody said he's a good hand, and he took offense to that. But that was rooted in reality. He's someone that they can rely on to work with anyone. He's a good hand. Wow.
Yeah. Congrats.
Well, fair play to him.
Congrats, Shawnee boy.
Yes.
Also, last night, an update on a bit of a dicey moment that we saw during the show in a match between Cora Jade and Jordan Grace. Did you catch this?
I haven't watched it yet, but I know what happened. I know the update.
So they kind of have a lockup, and it's a double underhook attempt, and then it gets to a point where Jordan Grace pushes Cora Jade into the corner. And Cora seems a little bit like she's had a bell rung. The ref steps in there. Cameras pull away from Cora, focus on Jordan Grace. See the ref throw up the X. Match is thrown out, and Jordan Grace announced the winner by stoppage. It was like, hey, what happened there? Then people were concerned that maybe it had been a re-aggravation of the knee injury, or maybe something of that ilk. But Cora took to her socials to give us an update on that.
Yes, she basically shared an update saying, got rocked for a sec, but my knees are all good. Brackets decent, which I think is a comment on just wrestlers' knees generally. But thanks for the concern. This comes after people, I think, were tweeting saying that they were there live and they saw her mouth like, my knee. And she's gone, no, it wasn't my knee. I got my bell rung. I'm all fine now. And I think there would have been a time where she would have gotten heat for that, for taking her own health seriously and a precaution. So I'm at least glad that we're in it. First of all, glad she's okay, but also I'm glad now that we're in an era in the evolution of wrestling where this sort of thing isn't frowned upon and should actually probably be encouraged. If you feel like something's gone wrong, there shouldn't be any issues with taking your health seriously and stopping the match, of course.
No, you gotta push through.
No.
I remember watching Bruno Zbyszko O'Malley, who leg fell off in the third hour of his match against
BZO.
BZO. And for a 280,000 people in the Rosemont Garden Pavilion, and his leg fell off and he wrestled for another 3 hours.
Yeah, to a draw.
This is all sarcasm. I don't actually mean that. I'm genuinely glad the match stopped. We're in a period, I have to say that just in case.
Okay.
But she's all good. She's all good. Onwards we go. Are we twitching tonight?
I am twitching tonight with Owen Mawson, an hour earlier than usual. So we usually do it at 6 p.m, but this is going to be 5 p.m. UK time at twitch.tv/Cultaholic. We survived relegation last week. We're up still. We just got a few more games of the season left to do, and then we're on to the summer transfer window. Which players will we get in, or will we go somewhere else? It's crazy.
But it's an earlier start.
Earlier
time.
start, 5 p.m.
So don't and remember, don't be a clumsy Clive. Jack and Owen start their stream at 5. Don't be a clumsy Clive.
Jack and Owen start their stream at 5. Always nasty. Also, Tom, I've got to plug, before I ask you if you've got anything to plug, we'll also be doing 9 pitches for AEW Revolution, which I believe will be out on the channel later on today. Myself, Ross, and Andrew, because, of course, there's another pay-per-view this weekend, so there'll be all the coverage, the predictions, the live stream reactions, the what happened at, and all the rest of it, too.
And for the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Always nasty.